Okay.
Side is here also.
Good evening, our fans from around the world. It's another football show, and with me on the show is Warif, Mustafa, Saeed, and Kule Williams. You guys are welcome to the show.
Welcome. So
Thank
we're covering the
you.
big game between Barcelona and Bayern Munich. Very big game. Both of these teams are similar in that they have very dynamic forwards. Barcelona has Yamal. They have Rafinha. Yeah, they have Rafinha. No, is Rafinha with them? Yes, Rafinha.
Oh, Omo.
Yeah, Barcelona has
Omo, yeah.
Rafinha.
Rafinha. Olmo is injured, but they
Omo.
still have
Almost injured, yeah.
yeah, but they also
Okay.
have Lewandowski. So they have an
Lewandowski.
yeah, they have a fantastic front four. But at the same time, Bayern Munich has this guy who's moving forward. Musiala is moving forward a little bit, but they also have
Hurricane.
Olise and Kane. So they're very similar. They both have pure number nines who are both old, but they have young boys who do a lot of work for them. The only difference I
Yeah.
see is that Musiala drops back and Kane drops back. And so when they do that, what's his name inverts. This guy inverts. Oh, Olise inverts and becomes so
Listen.
into the center, and then they use their fullbacks to come forward because they don't really have a midfield. So Kane and Musiala sometimes have to take the ball from the midfield, and they use their fullbacks, but that leads them to counterattacks. And Barcelona is one of the best teams for counterattacks with their wings, especially
Because they
with
are fast.
Yamal. Yamal can play all over the field. So it's but both teams are dangerous. What are your thoughts, Warif? Yeah.
You see, one thing about club players is that once you have the mentality, the winning mentality, and you know that this the badge you're wearing is a big club, you're not just there to come and complete the
Yeah.
number. And when you know the type of your teammates, that business football, you're not just playing to entertain the what's it called, the fans. Even if you entertain, but you know your target is to win matches, not just to go and be tapping the game. Now, you know every footballer, you know the kind of the players you have. As you are going mass defense, mass attack, not that as you're returning, some of them will be there strolling. And everybody as you're playing, you know already in training, they know the kind of play they have. As you
Yeah.
have the ball, you make this, you do this, you lay pass. You already know what you know
That's
them.
how
You know the
Barcelona
kind of
plays.
play, the kind
Yeah.
of runs they can make.
Yeah.
That's the challenge we are having in some clubs like Arsenal. They are just too relaxed.
Yeah.
They don't have the winning. Their psyche is not that strong enough. But if you see Barca and what's it called,
Bayern, yeah.
Bayern and some other clubs, the way they play, they cover up for each other. You cannot just leave your
Total
back
football.
and already.
Yeah.
And it's like if you watch Barca game, once they have the ball, they make the field bigger. What do I mean making the field bigger? They spread out.
Stretch.
Once they spread out, you follow them. And yes, they stretch the field. Once you follow them, you create space. You're opening yourself without knowing it. That's how Barca they play. As they have the ball, they are going for the attack. You see, this one will run this way. This one will run this way. They know what they are doing, not just choking the game.
No, yeah. And the only difference is that Bayern doesn't have their forward. I mean, their wings aren't as good as because Elise, even though Elise plays on the wing, he tends to drift to the center. And on the left, Bayern is they don't really have a strong left wing, but they use Alfonso Davis and their fullbacks as wingers, so they're very dangerous. But
Yeah, they are strong and
the
fast.
problem is that they're short in midfield, and I think that's where Barcelona will exploit and will probably win something like 3-2. What do you think, Falabi? Yeah.
Yeah, I quite agree with you. Hansi Flick has transformed this Barcelona team. Maybe it's because they have so many young players. They have about 15 from the youth academy in La Masia.
Can
So
you
he has, he
imagine?
Yeah.
has,
Can
he
you
has
imagine, man?
transformed them into a pressing machine. And if you look at the way they play, the pressing starts from Ansu Fati, Jamal, and Lewandowski. So they press so effectively, they squeeze the opponent into their own half, and they make a lot of high turnovers, high regains. They don't even allow you to come out, and they do it
Yeah.
so effectively. And I believe that it's because of the average age of the team that is able to implement this kind of style. I think Bayern
Yeah.
Munich have a lot of problems with them
And,
playing
and
like
very
this.
quickly, another problem. Kane, who is 30 something, is going to have to do work in the midfield and everything. Lewandowski can relax. He can stay in the box.
Yeah, because
He's
he
going to have
has
more
the
opportunity
players
to
that can
score
work
than
for him.
Kane. Yeah. Because he has
Yeah,
the players working Rafinha and Yamal. Is
yeah,
Rafinha on the
Ma.
right also or on the left? Yeah.
Rafinha plays on the right primarily.
Miami, yeah, but but who plays on the left for Barcelona? But
Ansu,
sometimes those guys start together.
Ansu Fati played on Saturday, I think, on the left,
Yeah.
while Jamal played on the right.
Yeah. Oh, so Hasafati is back. Is that the other guy? Yeah.
Yes.
The guy from Mali. Man, they
And
have so
then,
many
of
young
course,
people.
they have the creativity of Pedro in the midfield. So
But a
it's
lot
a
of
very
times
balanced
sometimes
team.
they usually they'll play Rafinha and Jamal together because the way Jamal plays, he drifts so much and he doesn't go as deep. No, he doesn't go as far forward as Rafinha. So they have a lot of options.
Rafinha.
But and also the big difference is Kubasi and the other central defender. This is one of the best central defenses in Europe with those two guys. And those guys, and because of those two guys back there, they don't have to worry too much about defensive lapses. But they still have to be careful because and also Bayern crowds the box when they attack. They have a
Yeah.
lot of guys who come forward. They use mass attack a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah,
There's chemistry
yeah.
between those two guys, Inigo
Yeah.
Martinez and Kubasi. They seem to
Okay,
have
so
an
we're gonna go.
understanding.
Yeah, so we're gonna go to All right, I cut you for it. Did you have anything else to say, Afolabi, before we go
No, I
to
was just saying
Saeed
that
Yentukuna?
Inigo Martinez and Kubasi, they formed a very formidable central defensive pair, like you rightly mentioned.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're
Mr.
very, very
Kule
good.
is
Hey, let Kunle go, then we'll go Saeed. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to speak on Bayern. I think Bayern we do have a lot of support in the midfield. Kimmich, for a while, was considered the best CDM in the world for some time. And Konrad Lema is one of those players that is also an excellent midfielder. And with Musiala supporting and Olise, they do have some formidable players that are going to support Harry Kane. Harry Kane is old, but he's younger than Lewandowski, actually.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that
Significantly,
Lewandowski will
but
have to have
everyone's
left.
younger than
Kool-Aid,
Lewandowski.
what I'm trying to say is that Lewandowski doesn't have to do the work that Harry Kane does, so he's going to be
Yeah,
fresher.
yeah, that's why I was saying that. Well, I don't know about that because, like I
And
said,
also,
Bayern Munich have
Kool-Aid,
a lot of
also
support
Kool-Aid,
in
Kool-Aid,
midfield.
Kool-Aid, Bayern Munich is using 4-2-4. They only have two midfielders. Their fullbacks are now liable because their fullbacks go too far forward. So there is still a deficiency between their link between midfield and defense because they're only using two midfielders.
The two midfielders that they have are Lema and Kimmich, who are arguably among some of the
They're
best
good, but
midfielders
what
in
I'm
the
trying to say is
world.
it's not enough when you're meeting Bayern Munich. I mean, when you're meeting Barcelona, which also has Pedri, who's playing unbelievably. So what I'm saying is they have a
Well,
good, but that's a deficiency that they have. I'm not saying that it's a fatal deficiency, but it's a deficiency
okay.
on their formation. Yeah.
Well, I think because of the way that they play as a unit, you won't really feel that deficiency that you're talking about in midfield because they close up a lot and they're very physical.
Okay, but here's what
Um,
happens. Here's what happens. They bring their fullbacks to cover when Olise leaves the right wing because he leaves the right wing. Then they put another fullback to go there. If there's a pivot or a counter attack, they're going to be liable when Barcelona reattacks them. And Barcelona is one of the toughest pressing teams in football. I'm just saying, as a strategist, they need to take that into account.
but that okay, you're breaking up. Yeah, that's the strength of that may be the strength of Barcelona. Sorry.
Fullbacks as forwards back a lot. And also Musiala has to go between midfield and attack. So what I'm saying is that that's a tactical weakness that they have versus Barcelona. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, it's a strength that Barcelona have. But what I was saying is that what I was saying, Bayern Munich's main weakness, I don't think it's technical. I think it may be psychological. But
Okay.
I think they're coming off. They got a. I think Harry Kane got a hat trick in his last game, so they're on form. Barcelona are hyping up for the El Clasico this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're even
And it's
saying
a
they
lot
may
of
rest.
Spain.
They may rest.
Yeah, I
They may
understand
what
Dortmund are playing Madrid right now.
yeah,
So there's a Spain-Germany face-off
yeah,
today
yeah,
and tomorrow that's going on.
yeah.
I think that Barcelona are they playing at home?
I'm not even sure. Let me check. Yeah. But continue. If let's just assume
Yeah,
they're
Barcelona, they
playing at
don't care
home.
what
Barcelona
are
are
home,
very
what
strong.
are home or away. They don't care.
Yeah.
They
But
can win
Yeah,
anywhere.
both teams don't care.
Yeah.
Both teams don't care
but
whether
Who
I
is
think
home.
Barcelona
facing?
is psychologically stronger than Munich. I think so. I think they're psychologically stronger than Munich.
I won't. I think Bayern
I
Munich
like
are
the
stronger than
Champions League
Barca,
format.
but I think Madrid are stronger than Bayern. I think Bayern Munich are not as strong as Madrid, but I think they're stronger than Barcelona are still on the up. Still think they've got a little bit of work to do to get right
See,
back up to where they should be winning. I think they've got a
mi-
little
mi-
bit
uh,
more.
Mr. Kunle, you know what's about this present Barca team now, Barcelona team now, is that they are fast.
The
They
match
have
is
the
in Barcelona.
understanding.
Yeah.
They have the understanding that they are like machines, little machines that can run you down. They are fast. They know what to do. So if you are
That's
not
exactly like
careful,
how
you
Spain
run
won.
your battery down.
Exactly like how Spain won the European Championships. They won it because they don't use possession anymore. They run. Even when you take the
Yeah.
ball back from them, they catch you and
They
they take it away
stretch
from
this,
you.
they will stretch you, stretch the field.
Yeah.
They will
But-
run
but-
your
And
defense down.
Vincent Company seems to be tinkering with that Bayern team. Fully mentioned Lama in
Yeah.
the midfield. He's been using
Yeah.
him the right back. I don't know why. Instead, he has preferred Pavlovic or João Palhinha, who they bought from Fulham in England. So it's been either
Yeah.
Pavlovic or Palhinha that partners Kimmich in the midfield. So they need some dynamism in that midfield because, we said earlier, that Barca team, they have a lot of youth on their side. They're going to have to run a lot. Bayern are going to have to run a lot.
But once again,
I
They will
think
run them.
Bayern are going to rely on Olise, Musiala, and supplying Harry Kane, and that
Yeah,
is
those ones, they
some
are
very
fast also.
There's
dangerous
Gnabry too.
lines of channels of supply
There's
to Kane.
Gnabry
And Kane
too.
is like Kane
Yeah,
is on
yeah,
fire.
yeah.
I mean,
but the
he's
problem
scoring
is
goals
that they
for
only
fun.
have two midfielders, so Kane is going to have to drop back, and Olise is going to be more forward than Kane is in the game. That's what I'm saying. Kane is not going to be playing is not going to be playing forward as an attacker. He's going to be coming
Hey,
back
Muller
to
is
assist
still in
Kane doesn't
Bayern.
like to play. Kane doesn't like to play
No,
all the way up forward because
Muller
he's not got
doesn't
all
play
that
too
pace
much.
to
Yeah,
do all
but
of
that
that.
means that
He
he's not
likes
going
to
to have
take
as
a
many
deep
shots
and he
on
can
goal.
strike from range.
Yeah, but what I mean is that he can strike from range, but he's not going to have easy shots on goal. A lot of the goals he's scoring now are from a long distance. But against a
Yeah.
team like
Long
Barcelona, which has a good goalkeeper, that's not going to work. Which is why
Well,
Kane did not score. Kane did not do well for England in the championship because he wasn't used to playing, I hate to say it, rubbish teams in Germany.
Kane did badly because the coach was useless. I'll
No,
just say that England
Kane
didn't
scored
have a
50
proper
points.
coach.
Kane
It wasn't
scored 50 goals
anything.
last year,
It was
and
just a
then he
rubbish
flopped
coach.
for England.
And
And when he played for
the
England, that's when
coaching.
yeah.
The coaching was poor. The technical coaching was poor for England.
Yeah.
I think that Harry Kane will get the supply that he needs. And he's always been good from range. He's never really been a box.
And also, another reason I'm not sure if he'll get the supply is because Musiala and Olise don't pass the ball. Those guys also are looking for goals, and they dribble a lot.
They are dribblers.
They have the problem that
Selfish
Real
game.
Madrid has, where you have too many people who want the ball.
But
They all dribble.
they
They
gave
don't
him a
pass
lot
the
of
another
ball.
player.
They gave him a lot of ball
We
over
know
the
for a fact that
weekend.
this guy will get. Kool-Aid, here's my prediction. Kool-Aid. Robin Lewandowski will get twice as many shots on goals than Kane does because he has Rafinha. He has
He
what's
has
this
the
guy's name?
supplier.
Yamal. He has a bunch of guys who set him up. He has more
I can
support. He
feed
has
him. They'll
Pedri.
feed him.
Yeah. So yeah,
I just
because
think Bayern are
Olise
gonna win
and
tomorrow. I
Musiala,
just
they
think
don't
Bayern is
feed.
stronger.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying they won't win. If they win, it's because this is the early round, and it is even if Barcelona loses tomorrow, no big deal because this is a new system. But in ideal situation, Barcelona will beat Bayern. They have a better team on paper. They have a far better
Most,
team.
you know what? Why this game is? They take it serious because nobody wants to go and play the knockout stage, playoff.
Oh, knockout stages,
Playoff,
yeah.
if you go for playoff, that's more games for you.
Yeah.
So everybody wants to
I
qualify
still
automatically.
think that, and the game is in Barcelona. So, what are your thoughts?
Yeah.
Let's get to
Saeed.
Saeed. Like, why did I even show up today?
No,
What's
no,
going on, Saeed? Yeah.
I'm listening to everybody's
He's taking notes. He's taking notes.
Yeah, I'm taking it. Exactly. So from everything I've gathered, from what everybody has said, I think everybody understand that both teams, they have, should I say they have similar kind of play?
Similar, yeah.
Looking at my their possible lineup tomorrow and tactics, they are playing almost the same kind. They have almost the same type of players, and they are playing almost the same. They are even playing the same tactical formation. 4-2-3-1 for Bayern, 4-2-3-1 for Barcelona. So, and looking at what I'm seeing right here, Barcelona has Lewandowski, Bayern has Harry Kane.
Yeah.
Then they have Lamine Yamal, Serge Gnabry, Pedri, Musiala, Rafinha, Olise.
But can I say a difference? The only difference is that
Pedri.
So here's the difference. The main difference. I think the difference is Pedri. Pedri is a playmaker. Pedri is more of a playmaker. Olise is now moving so far forward that he's not there. He's leaving the midfield. He's leaving the midfield. He's not doing work in the midfield anymore. Whereas Pedri is a pure midfielder, and so that's why the fullbacks. But I'm saying that's just a small difference. Yeah.
I know. I understand what you're saying, but on what I'm seeing here, I think it's still going to boil down on.
And also the defense. Barcelona's central defender.
How do you know where I'm heading?
You can't touch Kubasi and this guy are the best combination now.
That is where I'm heading now. Now, looking at Bayern defense has been tested. And I don't think Barcelona defenders has been tested the way Bayern defenders has been tested. Because I'm seeing Alfonso Davies, Min Jae Kim, Upamecano, and Guerrero. And if you look at Barcelona's defense,
but Alfonso Davies is. Let me tell you something. Alfonso Davies is not a defender. He's a winger, man. He doesn't play defense. He doesn't play defense.
What I'm saying is capable, tested, and trusted. These players have been tested and they have played bigger matches than Barcelona.
How did they do in their last Champions League match? I forgot. Yeah. Because we can't use the German league as a measure. We can't use the German league.
And they are consistent. Bayern Munich has been consistent.
To be honest with you, it's going to be a close game. It's going to be a close game. I'm not lying.
Exactly. But I think where everybody where I think I am going to give Bayern Munich an edge over Barcelona is because of their defense. I would say their defense is going to hold more than the way Barcelona defense is going to hold. That is my own. That is my own analysis.
I disagree a little bit because I think Barcelona's defense, their back four is good, and this guy does a lot of work in defense too, Yamal. So Yamal will mark. He plays both sides of the pitch. He cancels out whoever their left winger is. He's going to do a lot of work.
I'm looking at Barcelona.
You know what's going to be interesting? Yamal versus Olise.
No, but one thing
that's going to be interesting. Yamal versus Olise. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah. But one thing you need to realize about the Bayern defense is that when Thomas Tuchel was there was no fixed central defensive pair. They were always chopping and changing because he didn't really fancy any of the four of them. Matthias De Ligt, Kim Min-jae, Upamecano, he didn't really fancy any of them. In fact, they sold Matthias De Ligt to Manchester United because they thought they could buy this guy that plays for Leverkusen, but at the end of the day, they didn't get him. So it's not as if the Bayern defense is watertight. They are not that very tentative. Sometimes Upamecano can be calamitous. I've seen a lot of things like that. And they are playing against
another
a young, fearless team. So
sort of like how these guys played last year, Real Madrid. They're defenders.
You can't bet. You can't put your money on that Bayern defense. I must be frank with you. They have loads of experience, but sometimes they can be calamitous, especially Upamecano.
Yeah, and I think we need to realize we're seeing a revolution in Spain. They went unbeaten in the European Championships, and a lot of their team came from Barcelona, and they're still unbeaten. They beat Germany in Germany with Musiala and co. They beat them in Germany. I'm not saying they'll win tomorrow, but what I'm saying is I'm predicting that Spanish football is on the rise, and Barcelona may very well end up being the best team.
And another thing I would like you to take note is that for the past 6 games now, Bayern has been beating them black and blue, home and away, home and away, home and away.
Oh yeah, but that German league is a joke, man.
Barcelona.
Yes, now Bayern has been beating Barcelona home and away for the past 6 games. For the past 6 meetings, they have met now.
Those are different sets of players now.
Up there. I don't think they're quite ready to take Bayern down. That's I agree.
Okay, so Kunle, this is going to be a good one, Kunle, because tomorrow after the score, we'll see. I'm not afraid.
You can go both ways, but I'm giving Bayern an edge. Anyway, that's my own prediction.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. But
the guy I was talking about was Jonathan Tah. They thought they were going to get Jonathan Tah from Leverkusen, but it didn't work out because they felt there was a weakness in that defense. So it's still the same old guys. Don't bank on Bayern's defense. But another guy that you guys have not mentioned is Gnabry. Barcelona need to watch out for Gnabry. Gnabry is just as
I mentioned Gnabry. Now that's what I'm saying. Like,
I heard Saeed talk about Gnabry.
What about your other player that came from Man City?
They have Yamal. Bayern has Gnabry. They have Pedri.
I've never heard anybody say his name.
So you
said I've never heard anybody say his name. I always thought it was Gnabry. Gnabry.
Gnabry.
He's an ex-Arsenal player.
Think about the number of attacking players Bayern have. They do have some
ex-Arsenal player.
Okay, so
people that we don't appreciate.
I want to leave in 5 minutes because I have to get ready for work. But let's start with Warif. Last thoughts. Last thoughts, Warif. Yeah.
Well, what I have to say is that Barca right now they have a different set of players and different mindset. They are very strong, young, and fast. But for the Bayern players, they have more experience. They are young, strong, and fast. But it's just that Barca, the Barcelona players, they have little slight upper hands more than. But what's it called? Bayern Munich, they have the experience. That's just it.
Yeah, and I think that what you said was true. I think the main advantage that Barcelona may have is that they're younger and they have the most energy in the world. Those guys play total football. But I think you're right. To me, I wouldn't bet my life on this game. Let me put it that way. Especially since you guys have a match on Saturday.
It can go both ways. It can go both ways.
Yeah,
all right, so I'll follow up quickly before we go to Rawif.
Yeah, I quite agree with everybody because there's so many similarities in the structure of the team, the way they play, the shape is almost the same. So I think it will boil down to who wants it more, really.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. So what are your last thoughts, Kunle, before we go to Saeed and we'll head out again?
I'm very excited to watch Bayern Munich play tomorrow. They're my favorite Champions League team. I don't know which game is going to be more exciting, the one today or the one tomorrow. We didn't really discuss Dortmund playing Madrid. That's going to be an exciting game. But
it's too late because we've already passed the
I think this one, Bayern. Sorry, what did you say?
We can't do that show because the game has already started. Nobody will watch
So I'll say this particular game, Bayern are going to be on top of the other game, Madrid. I think Madrid is number one for Spain. I think Bayern is number one for Germany.
Well, right now, who's leading the Spanish league? Isn't it Barcelona?
But I don't think
Barcelona
is leading the Spanish league right now
with 3 points.
They're going to lose the Clasico on the weekend as well. I think they're going to have a couple of difficult games, Barcelona. I think they're going to drop points today, tomorrow, and on the weekend.
We'll see. But my thing is that you're underestimating.
They'll score goals, but I think that they're going to get broken.
You have to remember. I'm not saying that you're wrong, but you have to remember. Last year, Pedri was injured. He's not injured this year, and this year, Yamal is top 3 players in the world. That's all I have to say. Yeah, and they've got Lewandowski. Lewandowski, who's the highest scorer. Lewandowski is the highest scorer in Europe right now. So what I'm saying is, you don't underestimate Barcelona. They're better than they were last year. So
nobody's
Kool-Aid, there's no argument. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying
I'm not arguing. I agree with you that they're better.
It's over. We have to go to the next
person. How much better?
Okay, thank you. So let's go to has everybody spoken? I think it's Saeed. Then Afolabi will take us out.
Warif is muted, I think. Sorry, his camera is off.
Saeed is off.
I'm having challenges, Saeed.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but don't worry about it.
I think I might have to go with what Mr. Afolabi said. The match is going to be like who wants it more? Is it Bayern or Barcelona? Because tomorrow night is going to determine like whoever that is more like put more effort in winning is who is going to take the day for me.
Who is Barcelona playing on Saturday? They're playing who?
Real Madrid. El Clasico.
So they may. Wow. That's going to be crazy. That's the X factor right there. All right, so
I'm telling you.
Okay, so any last thoughts, Warif, before Afolabi takes us out? Don't worry about your screen being off. It doesn't matter.
It's just for everyone to play safe. Know that football is not a do or die.
Yeah, they shouldn't get injured now. These injuries are becoming too much. Yeah. All right, Afolabi, take us out. Yeah.
Okay, it's been a wonderful show. Bayern, Barcelona. We wish both teams victory and luck in tomorrow's game. And from Saeed, Kunle, Mustafa, and Warif, goodbye for now. Yeah.
Also from the producers of American Wine too. They're gonna give us a sponsor. All right, guys. Thank you.
I wish Arsenal luck this evening against Chaka.
Oh, right. Arsenal's in trouble though, and even now because now people on my webpage on ISL they're gonna block.
It's our mindset. It's our mindset. Arsenal players play childish football.
I've been talking about this. I've been talking about our consistency. Nobody is listening.
Arsenal players, their mindset is very childish.
Arsenal will be thinking about Liverpool without Saliba during the weekend.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
guys.
That's
So we'll
right.
talk more about
Time.
that tomorrow. Not tomorrow, probably on Friday. We'll do an episode of we may even do Janatu Talks Football. Have some fun. Talk about Nigeria. All
All right.
right, guys.
Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right.